What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we have an exciting topic to talk about centered around the Go Battle League and a player's meteoric rise to the #1 position. This player is known as Jesus G1310. Maybe you have heard of this potential trainer. If you have been watching any of the PvP content creators on Twitch, on YouTube, this name has been showing up so often over the past couple of days. We're actually going to be taking a look at some of the footage and some of the accusations centered around this player, and then of course discuss exactly what is going on with it, as well as taking a talk with Fit City, who is on the line with us, who ended up battling Jesus just a couple of days ago, except at 2400 MMR, now being seen at 3000 MMR, so just over a couple of days rising up 600 MMR. Definitely a little bit out of the ordinary, but of course that is all speculation as to how this trainer was able to obtain it. If you do enjoy this video and you do enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. But let's go ahead and jump into this. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is a tweet that came from Toshi, who ended up being a little bit suspicious of the trainer that he went against. It felt like it just didn't make sense, some of the things that were happening. So we're going to take a look and see exactly what is going on with this Pokemon in particular. So what we're going to end up doing is we're actually going to see an issue occur with the Pokemon Leafeon. Is it isolated to just Leafeon? Potentially. It's just that a lot of people haven't necessarily maybe discovered that, just because who in the heck uses Leafeon, am I right? Especially when you're talking about being ranked so highly. So anyways, as far as the actual issue being caught on film is concerned, the issue ends up happening at this point in time. So as you can see, Gyarados ends up going in for the shield, and the health is at about 50%. So of course, after the charge move ends up going through, you would expect for the health to go down one position and of course get into the yellow after the charge move goes through. But check this out. So as we play it through, we're going to of course get that shield down, and after the shield ends up going down, you are going to see how much damage ends up getting taken away from Gyarados. We went from about half to about roughly like 35%, something like that. I mean, that's the equivalent of about 3 of the quick moves from Leafeon going through to Gyarados during the charge move. That is very interesting. Now, is that necessarily this player exploiting something? Is it something on Niantic's side? Maybe it's an isolated incident to a specific move or a specific Pokemon. It's just that people haven't discovered it. Maybe this person found something with Leafeon, or maybe there is a more sinister kind of idea behind all of this. So Fitz is on the line. He is witnessing this clip right now. So Fitz, can you briefly tell us what your experience was when you ended up facing Jesus a couple of days ago?
Yeah, so I was in a situation where it was a fresh Charizard and my fresh Swampert coming out at the same time. One Hydro Cannon was going to be enough to one-hit KO for the win. And somehow, some way, this Charizard got 5 fire spins off to take out my Swampert with a Blast Burn. Because now when I said fresh, I meant like I had energy gain starting at 0. My Swampert was hurt enough to die from a Blast Burn, which sucked. But nonetheless, I checked on PvP Poke, and Swampert 100% of the time is supposed to get a Hydro Cannon off first before a Blast Burn. Lo and behold, they got the Blast Burn off and I lost. 1 Hydro Cannon away from winning, and I lost to a Blast Burn.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So Fitz, I mean, it was just crazy because Fitz actually reached out in a Discord server that we're in to just express his concern about how he thought something was going on, but little did he know that it ended up being this Jesus trainer who is now rank 1 in the world for Go Battle League. So it is definitely such a small world. This appears to be an isolated incident just to this trainer. If there are other trainers, they've at least not made it to the point that Jesus has. And then finally, I wanted to address just one more point. So PokeAK ended up mentioning that people ended up calling him out for when he was saying that people were cheating, yet when someone else calls out people for cheating, all of a sudden it's completely okay. I wanted to address this just kind of quickly. He's not talking about me, by the way, just other content creators, but I would say that in the past situation with what was going on with PokeAK, it mostly had to do with just lag and the servers just being god awful. hence why we end up having that server shut down just a couple of weeks after this tweet ended up happening, or the initial kind of situation. So I think that the reason why people didn't jump on the bandwagon necessarily to begin with was because people were so aware of how bad the lag was, how it affected so many different trainers to just begin with. I experienced lag, lost many of battles. I probably won some battles and didn't even know about it. But in this particular instance, the reason why this appears to be so much different is because of the appearance that it is a more isolated incident. Now, it may not be. It may not even be this person's fault, and they may be completely innocent, but it's something that Niantic should definitely look into, because like we said before, you've got Fit City facing them at 2400 MMR several days later, all the way up to 3000. That is extremely abnormal. That is just, it's just insane to see something like that happen. So of course, we would love to know what you think about this in the comments section below. Is the player exploiting some type of glitch, some type of issue, using a specific Pokemon, or is it something on Niantic's side? We would love to know what you think in the comments section below, and I will see you next time. If you want to develop a deeper connection, I would highly recommend you to check out Patreon. We've got a lot of really cool things going on over there. Check out all of these supporters that we have. We are almost up to 100. We are also posting some special content, some behind the scenes work. And if that is the type of thing that interests you, I would highly recommend you to check it out.